Hi, I'm Leslie Allan from Rational Realm. At Rational Realm, our writers and commentators are committed to free, rational inquiry about the big questions in science, religion, philosophy, and ethics. Since the meteoric rise and election of Donald Trump in the US in 2016, I've been thinking more about how and why democracy has gone off the rails. Here is a president who thumbs his nose at the institutions of government and the press, is self-absorbed, and sets policy on the fly via Twitter. Most alarmingly of all, his base of poor, less educated citizens truly believe that a hedonistic, multi-bankrupt, multi-millionaire has their interests at heart. While Trump is the prime example of an elected leader grossly acting against their constituents' welfare, the Brexit vote in the 2016 UK referendum and my Australian federal government shenanigans over climate change policy signify an alarming trend. These decisions seem to indicate structural problems with the way our democratic systems of government are implemented. How did we get this way? To begin with, I thought about the fundamental requirements for a healthy democracy in which each citizen's interests were counted and in which elected officials acted faithfully in accord with those interests. Next, I considered what is needed to fulfil those requirements in a modern democratic state. Here are my 5 top requirements and recommended solutions. First on my list is the principle of one vote, one value. Electoral boundaries should be drawn to hold equal numbers of voters and without artificial contrivance to benefit one political party over others. The gerrymandering of electoral boundaries is a significant distorting factor here in Australia, but has reached unrivaled levels of creativity in the US. Second on my list is informed citizenship. For citizens to vote in their own interests and the interests of the state, they must know where their long-term welfare lies. Many citizens are not sufficiently aware of basic economics, history and politics, and not able to think critically to make informed choices for their own benefit and the benefit of their fellow citizens. Essential schooling in these disciplines will help to shield voters from the effects of sloganeering and other emotive ploys used by political campaigners. Third, active engagement. For citizens' interests to be faithfully represented in parliaments, citizens need to be actively engaged in the political process. Teaching citizenship in schools is the first step. This learning should not only include the mechanics of the political system, but also why it is important for citizens to get engaged. That is, students need to be taught the benefits that they accrue through the building of public infrastructure and systems. Making voting compulsory can help here in inculcating the message that voting is an important civic duty. It also helps us avoid the extremely high costs expended in just enticing citizens to cast a vote. Fourth, free press. Having a press unbridled by governments helps with achieving an informed and engaged citizenship. It enables open public debate on all issues that impact citizens' welfare. With the low cost of entry, social media outlets such as Google and Facebook allow novice players into the news game. This has introduced its own distortions of the democratic process. Firstly, by enabling wealthy local and foreign sectional interests to buy posts that mimic genuine news, that is, fake news. Secondly, by enclosing younger citizens who disdain traditional newsprint in online echo chambers in which they are exclusively exposed to people with the same biases as their own. Last, but not least on my list, is fair access. Each citizen should be able to engage in the public discourse on matters of common interest and have access to their political representatives. The level of access granted ought not be distorted by irrelevant factors, such as the citizen's wealth, gender, political or religious affiliation, and so on. Consolidation of press ownership to a small number of wealthy families distorts this fair access to a large degree, along with exclusive dinners for the wealthy and well-connected. Another major distorting factor is the huge campaign donations given to political parties by wealthy sectional interests, such as the mining industry and large trade unions. Funding political parties and their campaigns from state funds mitigates these distorting factors. What do you think of these 5 principles underlying democratic institutions, and my suggestions for strengthening their implementation? Have I left any out? What other solutions can you think of? Leave your comments in the comments section below. You can read a transcript of this video by visiting the rationalrealm.com website. Simply click on Philosophy, Reflections in the top menu bar and find the reflection titled What's Wrong with Democracy in the list of reflections. Or use the search box to search on the title of the reflection. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video interesting. Be sure to check out our other videos.